AI is equal parts exciting and overwhelming, which is why I am making this video today. If you feel even a tad overwhelmed by AI, this video should hopefully put you at ease. Keep watching. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I promise practical advice to build your brand. AI, where do I begin? I feel like everyone's talking about this. I'm talking more about this these days to the point where AI as a subject feels overwhelming. Viral Twitter threads on the daily with recommendations on all the latest things we probably don't know about yet because we have lives and jobs and things on our plate, right? More important than learning AI right now. Don't get me wrong, AI is awesome. But platforms like ChatGPT do require a lot of time to learn and to use and to harness them effectively. So first, let's take a breath and evaluate just how important this really is for your business and lives right now. There's absolutely no doubt that we are being inundated with information about GPT, or specifically ChatGPT. Viral Twitter threads like this one are certainly making us feel FOMO as small business owners. Every day there's some kind of innovation, there's some kind of something that we're missing out on. How are we supposed to keep up to date with all of this in addition to doing our day-to-day jobs? Here's another viral Twitter thread that I am guilty of favoriting, thinking, oh, I need to come back to this. Reddit saying ChatGPT is old news, but now AI Chrome extensions are the new thing. There's always something new, and it feels overwhelming. Now, there's really no need for me to find an article that's praising ChatGPT. There are lots of those, but what about those that are skeptical? I like this one quoting Noam Chomsky, famous American philosopher and linguist, who's basically calling ChatGPT high-end plagiarism. Yikes. I honestly don't disagree at this stage. This in the Harvard Business Review, ChatGPT is at a tipping point for AI, which I would definitely agree with. What makes this different than other AI tools? It's the fact that it's open to everyone. Here, I'll quote this article applying AI to the creative and expressive tasks, like writing marketing copy, rather than dangerous and repetitive tasks, like driving a forklift, opens up a new world of applications, which we're certainly seeing and exploring today. You as a small business owner, what do you need to worry about right now? I'll link to all of these articles in the description, by the way. Another good one, why ChatGPT is becoming popular among small business owners. Here it says, while ChatGPT could save time and money and energy when it comes to marketing a small business, entrepreneurs and marketers should tread carefully and not depend on it for complex tasks such as devising a marketing strategy, conducting in-depth marketing research, or developing an entire business marketing website. Certainly. A caution that I definitely agree with. In my experience so far, ChatGPT and other tools are great for research, but they're not replacing yet what we are normally doing as humans. Obviously, there's some exception to this. Technology is already evolving so quickly that even this tool from OpenAI, their AI text classifier, you can paste text here and it will determine the likelihood that that copy has been written by AI. So as quickly as we're wanting to use AI to make tasks more efficient, it's also going to be obvious for the most part. So as a small business owner, if you are feeling FOMO, you might not actually be missing out on that much yet. Now, I specifically want to address ChatGPT, which is popular in discussion. It is great, it is incredible. I've already used it. Many millions of people are using it. It's not perfect. And certainly it is contributing, I think, to this feeling of overwhelm. So I'll unpack this productively. There is no doubt that this tool is absolutely incredible, but in some sense, it's almost too incredible. The options are too wide and too open that even just the time commitment to learn how to use ChatGPT is a bit of a problem for business owners that are really busy. So it's always my hope that in my videos, I can give you useful tools. The first one I'm going to share is this, Keywords Anywhere, an awesome SEO tool that I've used before. They've recently launched their ChatGPT prompt template. So if we go back to ChatGPT, we can have a little look here. I've got it installed. I can go ahead and click this templates link, which is overlaid by having the Chrome extension installed. I've gone ahead and simply pre-populated this with basic information, in this case, a topic for a blog post that I would like to be 1,500 words. The thought is that my podcast episode this week is about pitching podcast guests, so why not use ChatGPT to actually help us write a blog post? So you'll see the keyword podcast pitch, but note, this is helping us write a prompt. It's not actually writing the blog post yet. ChatGPT will do that. The absolute key to using ChatGPT effectively is writing a good, detailed prompt. And that is hard to do on your own without help. And that's why I love this. Have a look at the prompt that it's written. There are things in here I would have never thought of including. Please ignore all previous instructions. You are an expert copywriter who writes detailed and thoughtful blog articles. I want you to write around 1,500 words on how to pitch yourself on podcasts in the English language. And the prompt goes on. You can see it here. We're going to click Execute Template, and what that's going to do is it's going to go ahead and type that into ChatGPT as if we typed it ourselves. Okay, and for the purpose of this example, I'm going to click Stop Generating, although I did specify 1,500 words, so I would normally let it continue if I wasn't filming a YouTube video. My first concern is the time commitment that's required to learn how to write ChatGPT prompts effectively, which is made so much easier with Keywords Anywhere's Templates tool. My next concern is the possibility for plagiarism, so I am going to copy the blog post that it wrote for me, and we are going to paste this into a free tool that I love, which is called AI Content Detector, the ChatGPT plagiarism checker. I've pasted the portion of the blog post that it wrote. We will analyze that and let's see. So not only is this checking for plagiarism, it is another tool that's also looking at the likelihood of whether or not something was written by AI. I love that it's highlighted in red, so if you want, you can rewrite those sections to include more personality. So it sounds more like you and less like AI. There are a few instances where AI has saved me time and money, and I want to spend a few minutes reflecting on that myself, on those experiences, in case they might help you. For me, there's been a big discrepancy between the tools that I've tried and the tools that I've actually successfully implemented in my business and continue to use almost on a daily basis because they save me time. A lot of the AI landscape right now is somewhat novel. Interesting tools, right? But is it really going to save you time by the time you learn how to use it and integrate it and then teach others on your team? Questionable. Now, I will say ChatGPT for me is a tool that I've been using for SEO. So on screen, you can see here with a prompt, I asked, how can I start to rank for a keyword in my industry, which would be personal branding agency? It is giving me specific keywords to target. I like this because there's no wiggle room or creativity required. This is a very nuts and bolts, cut and dry type thing, and ChatGPT is great for this, at least to get some ideas. Certainly as a research tool, as I brought up multiple times, you can use this for a research SEO tool in several ways. Here I've not only looked at keywords, but also keyword clusters, so by pillars. So for example, branding, content cluster 1, content cluster 2, brand development, right? It's really organizing information that's actually quite useful for me. So for SEO, I actually really like using ChatGPT. I'm also enjoying some of the features that have been launched by Adobe Firefly, things like text to image, generative fill, which I've talked about in another video on YouTube that I'll link to on the screen. Text effects, now regenerative recolor, which is available in Adobe Illustrator. These are really great visual generative AI tools that open up a lot of possibilities for designers. For example, I recently made a video where I used regenerative fill to change the background in a client's photo. For example, I recently used generative fill to change the background on a client photo, which saved us a reshoot. I'll link to that video on screen. It's not just the technology itself, because I know that there's other tools out there, DALL-E, Midjourney, and many others, but what I like about Adobe specifically is that they are prioritizing creators. Really important things like attribution and ownership over creative assets. One other concern with some of these other tools is they might be trained or referencing creative assets that they actually don't have permission to do so. So Adobe's really leading the charge in this world with their Content Authenticity Initiative. I'll link to this in the description below so you can read more. Last tool I want to mention where AI is actually being integrated in my everyday, it's this simple and free up to 2 replies per day plugin called Ellie, your AI email assistant. You know as well as I do how long it can take to reply to an email. As a content creator, I get a lot of them, so I find that this tool is really awesome because I can simply click up here to the Chrome extension, select the text that I want to reference, and I'll click here and it will actually write my reply for me. And there we go, a great reply that I can copy and paste. And that took literally seconds instead of a whole lot of minutes that I do not have. Of course, I'll link to Ellie in the description below. So let's talk about where to go from here. I want to give you a solution for overwhelm, which is also taking into consideration the desire or the need to stay ahead of the curve, right? Not fall behind on technology's rapid innovation right now. This feels like a good article to wrap this discussion on, which is called How Not to Get Overwhelmed by AI Trends. Amen. Now, while this is aimed at government and public servants, I think what they say here is absolutely key. What is the solution to overwhelm? Well, rather than diving headfirst into the most popular AI tools available, you should first identify your main pain points and then find tools that can assist you in those challenges. Couldn't have said it better myself. This article goes on to talk about some of the lags in adopting AI, obviously, because it's moving so quickly. But here's your biggest takeaway. Audit your day-to-day. Write down a list of the things that you do repeatedly or take a lot longer than you'd like, and give yourself permission to explore how AI might improve your workflow, save you time, likely not replace what you're doing, but help in the process. What are those pain points? That's the right question to be asking. So that is where my head is at on AI. It is very quickly evolving and it is causing overwhelm for some. This topic right now, I think for a lot of small business owners. So I'm here to help. How are you feeling right now after exploring this for a few minutes? Please share in the comments below. I appreciate you taking the time to do that and I respond to those personally. If you've got any lingering questions, put them down there. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching. Those are coming up next.